Intro: laws are meant to keep order, but some are downright bizarre. Today we're exploring real rules from around the world that sound made up, but aren't. I'm curious, amused, and a little suspicious. We jump from city streets, royal portraits, church pews. Expect humor, intrigue, the kind of curiosity that makes you double-check your itinerary. We're going fast. Quick city montage, courthouse icon, playful music cue, and diving into the stories behind these rules. Beat. Chapter 1. Singapore's chewing gum restrictions began in 1992, and it's one of those facts that surprises people every time. The law bans the import and sale of most chewing gum, though therapeutic gum with limited sale is allowed. The government introduced it after maintenance crews, public transit officials were fed up with gum gumming up trains and sidewalks. Imagine train doors getting stuck because of sticky residue. That pushed lawmakers to act. It reads like a sanitation superhero origin story, but it's rooted in real cost and public cleanliness concerns. Enforcement was surprisingly practical. Retailers caught selling non-approved gum-faced fines, smuggling risks increased in public consciousness. Tourists' residents learned quickly to avoid flaunting sticky habits near MRT stations. The ban didn't criminalize chewing itself for everyone. It targeted the commercial supply and importation. That nuance is important. You weren't suddenly a criminal for chewing, but the law made supply tightly controlled. People adapted. Gum became niche and discreet. There were exceptions carved out later for therapeutic gum used to quit smoking, sold by pharmacists under certain rules. The limited legalized options came with packaging rules, label rules to prevent resale and misuse. That compromise showed how laws can tighten and then relax when practical needs outweigh initial panic. It's odd, yes, but you can see the public works logic. Less gum on trains, fewer stuck doors, cleaner public spaces. Anecdotes about enforcement are gold. Customs officers intercepting gum shipments, tourists being politely informed at the airport. One viral tale describes a group of school kids caught sneaking gum and being lectured about civic pride more than fined. Those moments turned into social lessons, and the policy entered the national conversation about public behavior. People treat it as part being Singaporean, part civic duty, part urban legend. So why mention it now? Because it's a perfect example of an extreme-sounding law with a mundane origin. Maintenance costs public cleanliness. It also shows how different societies prioritize different small inconveniences. For some places, gum on the sidewalk is just sticky for others. It's a systemic expense that needed a rule. Chapter 4. Japan had surprising restrictions. Chapter 2. In Venice, feeding pigeons is illegal. And not because pigeons aren't cute, or because the city hates breadcrumbs. The municipal ban came after centuries of pigeons causing real damage to monuments and historic buildings. Bird droppings are acidic and erosive, and over time they deteriorate marble, frescoes, and ornate facades. With massive tourist footfall, the impact becomes significant. The law imposes fines for feeding pigeons, and it's enforced as part of conservation and cleanliness. Sometimes it's a gentle admonishment, other times a ticket for repeat offenders. Venice balances tourism revenue with preservation, and pigeon feeding is an easy symbolic target. The city wanted to make a statement: respect the monuments. Historically, pigeons were ubiquitous companions, but by the late 20th century, the problems were clear. The ban also aimed to reduce aggressive bird behavior. Fewer feeders means fewer flocks, less droppings, and less long-term harm to priceless art. The empty pavement where flocks once gathered, photos without soggy shoes, and conservationists inspecting surfaces. Anecdotes include guards steering visitors or locals explaining conservation concerns. You learn to admire pigeons from a distance. At heart, it's about preservation and legacy. Beautiful places aren't just for us to consume casually. Feeding feels harmless, but here it has outsized consequences. A mix of ecology, tourism management, and heritage protection. Chapter 3. The UK's Salmon Act contains a provision that sounds like it walked out of a Monty Python sketch. It's illegal to handle salmon in suspicious circumstances. Hilariously specific and instantly memeable. But it targeted poaching and fish theft, giving police flexibility at odd hours, big loads, unlicensed transport, to protect rivers and fishing rights. Vans at 2 a.m., crates on ice. It's prosecutorial shorthand that went viral because the imagery is absurd, but the problem was real. Chapter 7. In Russia, it's illegal in many places for license plates to be obscured or unreadable, and drivers can be fined for dirty plates. It sounds oddly specific but has a clear public safety rationale. Readable plates are essential for identification, law enforcement, traffic monitoring. Winter slush drops visibility, and that can hamper policing. Drivers are expected to keep plates visible. Some areas issue explicit fines when numbers are illegible. People stop to wipe plates near checks, and visibility triggers enforcement. Anecdotes: clean it now or get a ticket. Some keep brushes or sprays handy, an unexpected accessory. These small interventions keep roads accountable, tie into safety and transparency, help resolve hit and runs, and work with cameras. Easy to mock dirt rules, but the safety benefits are real. Enforcement can feel petty, yet it's sensible. Next time there's winter grime, a quick wipe could save you a fine. The plate rule shows how environment makes trivial laws pragmatic. Chapter 8. One oft-cited quirky U.S. law comes from Alabama. A local ordinance supposedly banned wearing fake mustaches in church that cause laughter. It sounds like sketch comedy, but reflects older norms of decorum, aimed to preserve solemnity, likely from an era when communities formalized behavior in sacred spaces. Not unique, just delightfully specific today. Enforcement was social. A church warden's rebuke, a polite removal, legal action for persistent troublemakers. Now it's mostly a historical footnote and conversation starter. People repeat it because it's whimsical and captures a quaint image of community order. Anecdotes: students barred from skits in churches, parents nix prank costumes at ceremonies. It's a window into communal priorities more than modern policing. Legal specificity meeting human behavior. Laws codify expectations, and the odd ones make great stories.